It's the day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fast. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
J'ai plutôt côté la chose humaine, la logique arithmétique est évidemment en faveur du So the men's sprint progresses to the semi-finals. The winner of each of these semi-finals, as you can see on your screen, will race for the final. It will be a 2-up sprint for the final, but we have 3-up sprints here for these semis. So this is our lineup for our first of our 2 semi-finals here. And for the first time in this series, we are not seeing Harry Lafrayson and Matt Richardson in the same semi-final. So that means we could potentially see them both in the final later on this evening. But there's a couple of other runners that will have something else to say about that. Callum Saunders here for New Zealand is our first rider up on the track. Here is Matt Richardson, our overall series leader last year. Big expectation from him here tonight. Can he close that gap to Harry Lafrayson? Finally, Matthias Rudzik from Poland. Just acknowledging the crowd there. Our 4th place rider overall. So we have 6th, 4th and 2nd overall in this heat. Just seeing Lafrayson there waiting for his heat. He'll be in the 2nd of the 2 semi-finals. And we get underway. There's a big push off the line there at the top for our rider from New Zealand.
Yeah, Saunders is keen to take the lead here. I think Richardson will be quite happy about that, so he's going to try and intimidate him to go a little bit faster than he wants to early on.
Richardson is in the middle at the moment, so do you look forward, do you look back? Rudzik behind him, he cannot be ignored. Saunders at the front, winding it up early on. Big accelerator at the bottom of the track here. We're inside 2 laps to go. Saunders has a bit of a gap. Richardson looking over his shoulder, seeing where Rudzik is. And we're going to come around for the bell this time.
This is a tricky job for Richardson right now. He's trying to manage 2 different people, but I think he's timed this pretty well. Off he goes into the back straight. He'll pin it on the black line now.
Yeah, Richardson comes around Saunders into the home straight, and it's a clear win there for Matthias Rudzik and a semi-final win for Matt Richardson. He is through to the sprint final.
That's a great ride by Matty Richardson there, and you know, we've seen him look really uncomfortable and sort of suffering with lactic acid overload after a few races, so hopefully he didn't have to go too deep there to get that win.
Yeah, and that's the key, because we've got such a busy evening of racing. There's not a lot of time between the races. If you're out in the first heat of the sprint, you've got so much more time to recover before the key-ins. But if you get yourself through to the final, it's a lot of bike racing, isn't it?
These guys, as you know, Joe, make phenomenal horsepower, but it's a short-lived things, and they don't necessarily have the aerobic engine to cope with all the lactic acid that they produce in these sprints. So it's a painful experience.
To see that sigh of relief there from Matt Richardson over the line. Just a pat on the back there from Rudzik. Excellent competitors. Richardson's happy with that. Now, what more is there to say about this man? He has maximum points so far in this year's Track Champions League. If he's able to win this, he will race against Matt Richardson. But he still has Sam Dakin and Joe Truman to deal with first. Joe Truman, our first rider to come up to the line here. Very impressive first heat in the men's sprint competition, taking local favourite Tom Durash by surprise to put himself into the semi-finals. So excellent result there for Joe. But what do you do when you're up against this man, Harry Lafrayson, in that leader's jersey?
Well, we've seen him win from the front, we've seen him win from the back, we've seen him pinned on people's hips and ride around the outside. However, there's different hands you can play in this game, so it'll be interesting to see what Joe and what Dakin are going to try.
Well, exactly as you say, Joe tried a brilliant manoeuvre in that first heat, took out Tom Durash. Nerves here for Harry Lafrayson, or taking it all within his stride?
He's quite literally won everything so far. It'll be a surprise if he doesn't win this, Joe. But we've seen strange things happen.
Have happened. They certainly have. And Sam Dakin is our final rider to take to the line. 10th place overall for Sam Dakin, so excellent result for him to make it through to the semi-final. Guaranteed a top 6 in the sprint. Just seeing Matt Richardson here, able to walk off the track, which is an improvement on the end of the night in Berlin.
Yeah.
Struggling a little bit.
Compared to Berlin, he's looking fresh as a daisy there.
final checks from the commissaire, just making sure everybody's okay. Then the whistle will blow and we'll get underway. Here we go. Sam Dakin in the black. Coming down to the bottom of the track. Yvelines is in the middle, so Yvelines is in that tricky situation. Do you look forward? Do you look behind? Gold bike there. There's Olympic champion as well. This man has won everything there is to win in track sprinting.
He's 13 times world champion already, and he's in his mid-20s, I believe. He's already shaping up to be one of the greats of our generation.
And so far he's been delivering week in, week out at this Track Champions League. But look, Joe Truman here just ducking and diving behind, making Yvelines look over his shoulder, seeing what he has to do. Sam Dakin on the front, checking over his shoulder, seeing where everybody else is. Joe Truman comes around the outside, forcing Yvelines out of the saddle.
Joe tried really hard to get his handlebars in front of Harry's there, but it didn't work out for him.
Final lap now. Yvelines is in the lead, and we've got the on-board shot here from Harry Yvelines, and he is more than a bike length ahead. Look at that, 2-3 bike lengths down the home straight, over the line, looking over his shoulder. Job done. Easing over the line there at a 9.7 final 200 metres. Wow. And Emma Finucane's impressed.
He distanced riders that were right in his slipstream there. That is very impressive stuff by Harry Yvelines. What an athlete. Now that is a warning shot to his competitors, Joe.
That certainly is a warning shot. I was impressed by the other two riders there, sort of riding him around the track, trying some different things. I was looking out for Joe Truman, is he going to make a move? But this man can do it all.
There was a key moment there for Joe where they were almost three abreast, and he had, right here, he had this little opportunity, this little window of opportunity to get his bars in front of Harry and sort of squeeze him backwards. I mean, Harry's trying there, but he had it all under control. (2,640 watts, Harry Yvelines in a small aerodynamic package, and that is the result.
So the men's sprint final is our next event on the track this evening, and the riders in this heat have not disappointed. We have Harry Yvelines, our overall series leader, and we have Matt Richardson, second overall in the series, meeting in a sprint final for the first time at this season's Track Champions League. They met in the semi-final last week, they met in the semi-final in Mallorca as well. But the seeding this evening has meant they will meet in the final. So a first final appearance of Matt Richardson this evening at this year's Track Champions League. Here he is in the green and gold of Australia. And he will face the ultimate rival in Harry Yvelines, who is already up on the track at the moment. We're back to a two-up sprint. This is it. The winner of this taking the maximum 20 points for the men's sprint competition. Second place will take 17.
This really is Clash of the Titans. The 2022 champ versus the 2021 champ, Harry Yvelines. I'm watching Harry's heart rate on the app right now. He's doing 155 beats a minute, and they haven't even started yet. He might look cool, calm and collected, but he's ready for action, isn't he?
He certainly is ready for action. So as Ed said, if you get on our app, we've had the QR codes a few times on your screen, you can see all this live data from the riders, which is really fascinating insight that we get here at the Track Champions League. The racing has been introduced to the crowd. Now is the turn of Matt Richardson. 58 points, second overall in the league. But it's a perfect 80 points for Harry Yvelines so far. This is Matt Richardson's first opportunity to try and claw some points back on Harry Yvelines in a final situation. And we're away. Cagey start already.
Yeah, very cagey. Now, Harry was in dominant form in the qualifying rounds. Matty Richardson, he had a reasonable run. It didn't look like he had to try too hard. He didn't have to expend too much energy to get to this point.
Yeah, and that's that's the key, isn't it, throughout this competition. It's a busy evening of racing. It's a busy 4 weeks on the road, week in, week out racing, double header in London next weekend. So recovery, really key part of the Track Champions League in between these races on the night and races throughout the weeks.
Absolutely, yeah. They've got the short-term recovery in terms of trying to get off the bike, get on the rollers, get rehydrated and get back to the next race as fresh as they reasonably can. And also, you know, longer term over the duration of the 4-race series, Joe. You know, it's interesting to see how some riders have decided to go back to home. Some riders have decided to just go from hotel to hotel and follow the race around to minimise travel.
So Richardson keeping the pace very low here.
Are we going to see a track still? We haven't seen one yet, have we?
No, that would be a real crowd pleaser if we did, but we've just exited the back straight there. Just coming into the turn here, riding through it at the moment. Richardson still on the front. Yvelines and goes high. Richardson realises it. Ooh, is this it?
We haven't seen a track stand so far, and Matthew Richardson just had a little wobble there. Harry seems quite happy to let Matthew Richardson stay at the front here and lead this out. And he's made that clear by stopping behind him.
So the reason riders try to go for the track stand, if you're on the front, in Matt Richardson's case, but you don't want to be on the front, you can force your rider to come past you by coming to a complete standstill in a track stand and hoping they do come underneath you and take the lead of the race. So far, Harry Yvelines completely wise to this, very skillful.
Yeah, both riders have made it blatantly clear they don't want to lead this out. Harry is trying to intimidate him, trying to pressurise him into going faster than he wants, earlier than he wants.
Yvelines going high on the track, Richardson out the saddle, Yvelines right up on the fence, and we're coming into the final lap now. Richardson leading out, Richardson stays high, Yvelines drops down, both are on the black line now, and the speed of Yvelines down that back straight, out the saddle, onto the hip of Matt Richardson, and this is it, into the home straight now. Richardson leads out on the line, Richardson takes the victory. Oh my God, that was spectacular. The crowd loved that, we loved that. Matt Richardson, last year's winner of the Track Champions League, is back.
Harry did everything he could there from behind. He used every inch of height he could on this velodrome here in Paris. He tried to rush the gap, but Matthew Richardson had eyes in the back of his head there. When Harry went left, he went left. When Harry went right, Matthew Richardson went right, and he held him off. It's all about gap management, is good sprinting. And he really forced Harry to take the long way round there in that final banking, and he just couldn't make it in time.
And that is what we love to see, Ed. This competition really hotting up. Richardson riding himself into form.
That was a great race. And you know what? I didn't want to say it, but I was almost starting to get bored of Harry winning everything. So well done, Matthew Richardson.
So that is the first time we've seen Harry Yvelines get beaten at this year's Track Champions League. A perfect point score so far. This was a key moment for me. Richardson forcing the track stand. But once the sprint is on, I thought Yvelines might come underneath there, but Richardson is wise to it, keeps that black line. Look at the data on the screen here, 200 beats per minute for the heart rate, over 1800 watts.
You could see that both riders were out of the saddle there with half a lap to go in the back straight. That was a very short sprint. It didn't allow Harry to rush into a gap at high speeds behind Richardson. And that is the result. He's caught on the outside in the last corner. They're probably still accelerating all the way to the line. Great race. He's happy with that, Joe.
He is very happy with that. We're happy with that. The crowd are happy with that.
He's happy.
And the winner of the men's sprint this evening in Saint-Quentin, Yvelines, the track that is going to be the Olympic track next summer, is Matt Richardson of Australia. He's taken the win from Harry Yvelines, and he takes maximum point, 20 points for the men's sprint. And that competition is really hotting up. There you go, confirmation of the final points for the men's sprint competition this evening. 20 points for Matt Richardson, a 3-point gain over Harry the Racer, 17 points, 15 for Richard. And that is the
Catch me
remaining
if I fall.